And so when I lost all of that, I got out and I was like, I don't know who I am,
Mm.
because my whole life's been built around supporting this family and making
Yeah.
sure that they get everything they want, and like 46 years old, and I lost my career and I lost my wife, and had to like, I've never been to prison, but I feel like that's kind of like what I'm acclimating back into the real world from, right? Because I was in a career where I worked 70 hours a week behind a desk,
Mm.
um, and then I got out of the real world and I was like, this feels so weird. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. And so I couldn't find my way around town. Things were super weird. Like things were bizarre. And so like the more time I spend alone, the more I realize that I don't really know like what makes me happy and
Mm.
what makes me click. And like I know I've got comedy. I love that. Right. Everybody's like, man, it's so cool you do comedy, but like sometimes that's a job too. You know what I mean? Like you work a full time job and then and then you leave work and then you go to a bar for 4 hours to go make people laugh, and it sounds fun, but it's like, man, now I'm home at midnight or 1 o'clock. I may not be drunk because I don't drink that much, but like I'm so tired, I'm worn
Yeah.
out, and it's a secondary full time job, but it's as I'm doing all these things, I'm realizing that, man, that thing that I did 20 years ago doesn't necessarily make me happy. What makes me happy now? What kind of, and like when you lose everything, you start to realize that, or at least I did, I realized that, okay, when I do this again, I want to do everything that I want to.
Mm.
And so, and when you include someone else in that, and you're like, man, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to. Well, now you have that other person taken into consideration. And so, one of the things that I've really enjoyed about this newfound freedom that I've found is that like I'm getting to do stuff that I've always wanted to do. And I don't have to take into consideration whether somebody else is okay with me doing it, or whether I got to be home at a certain time, or I've got to
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm not just out there like, some guys get out here and they're just out there doing, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I think I'll go to the park and hike today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think I'll take the dog on an extra long walk today. And, like, I'll get out of the sun. But like, it's stuff like that where it's like, man, I've never had that kind of freedom before.
Mm.
And so I'm not ready for to jump out of so my wife and I were together for 25 years total, and every day of my life was spent considering what her or one of our children wanted or needed. Like, I'm taking this little extra time to just kind of, being selfish, I don't think is the right term, but like literally focusing on myself and figuring out what I want and what makes me tick and what makes me happy.
I think you have the right to be a little selfish now though, because now your kids are older, right? They're grown. Obviously, you're there anytime they call you. Unfortunately, you and your ex-wife didn't work out, so it is just you, right? And it's probably different being home, coming home by yourself basically now, right? No kids, no wife. So, but in that, it sounds like you're doing some self-reflecting, where it's like, okay, what do I like? What makes me happy?